LOCUST again. To do another cycle of that.
Okay.
And what was the other thing?
Favorite artists?
When I remember, I'll show you. Or just actually, or your favorite images. Your all-time favorite images.
Okay.
Or just go through your library for that matter.
Sure.
If you have a library that you like.
Yeah,
But I've done
I'm
of
on
work.
my new computer, and I don't have that sort of stuff on my hard drive right now. I can put it on a thumb drive.
Oh, are we talking about tonight or just in the future?
In the future.
Okay, because we're gaming.
Yeah, we ought to do that. Yeah, we ought to. We are gaming tonight. You know that for sure.
Well, even have a 15-minute. One of us does that 15-minute presentation.
Yeah.
Oh, another one. Oh, now I remember. And I'm not prepared for this, but a list of your all-time favorite movies, like 10 favorite movies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
See how many match up. That would be interesting.
I watched one last night that didn't make it. X-Men: Days of Future Past last night. I thought
I like that.
It's okay, but I tell you what,
it just misses by a little bit.
It wasn't the best one, but it was watchable.
I wanted to do an experiment where they eliminated everything that had exposition with talking heads. Just all of it. Even though that would seem to make it a total mystery, I think it'd be like your pitch stuff you gave us. I think your mind would, at that point, start filling in so many blanks, it would become 100% more interesting. And it would only be in an hour and a half because they had a lot of exposition in that movie. But yeah, it was okay.
I almost can't watch anything anymore without fast forwarding through it.
Yeah, or changing the speeds, which is great about DVDs. You can say, okay, make that a third faster. Go ahead.
I have so many movies on streaming because we were talking about Marvel movies, and I'll start them on Disney, and I'll go to my library and they're all half watched because I get in the middle of it and I'm like, I don't know. I can't take this.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of. I had to dig in. Because I knew I had floor plans for the miniature game. Are we live?
Yes, we are. Yeah, we've been live.
We are live. Okay.
For 2.5 minutes, we've been live.
Okay.
And I'm dug into the Walking Dead spinoff, so I'm watching that. Not garbage, but the drama is good. It's very good drama. And then The Last of Us. I played the 2 games, and the second part's not as good as the first because.
Yes. That's gotten some interesting reviews because of I had to tell Mario the joke, the Pedro Pascal joke. Okay, there's this woman, because he's obviously in The Last of Us. There's this woman, she's getting a sonogram. The doctor's got his little device on her tummy and all that. And she's looking up at the monitor, and there's this guy with a mustache on the monitor. And the doctor says, "Oh, don't worry, that's Pedro Pascal. He's in everything."
Yeah, that happens, right? There's certain
at
a certain level. There's a woman from Sex and the City that is in everything now.
Yeah.
And several, and you go, I don't want to even see this person anymore.
Oh,
I don't want them there.
You can't get away with them. That Taylor Swift thing is amazing.
Like him, Pedro, but yes, that's right. He's just, what is wrong? Is there a shortage of actors or something?
Yeah. What is? We were talking about. When we were offline, we were talking about Fantastic Four. It's like what motivated them to say he's our man.
The definition of insanity.
Yeah, I guess.
And okay, they made the Silver Surfer a girl.
A
woman.
Yeah.
Since she's entirely CGI.
My favorite, and I'm a Kirby Fantastic Four fan down to the core. Yeah. I'm a huge nerd, I admit it. And my favorite section was just before Dr. Doom steals the Silver Surfer's power, which was a good series too.
Yeah, good idea.
That was great too. But just before that, when they go into the he has another universe. He has this machine that he can travel into this other universe.
Mm-hmm.
And they bring back Blast Star by accident.
Yep.
And that fight, that couple. It was only 2 issues, I think. The Sandman and Blastar fighting the Fantastic Four. That was for me. That was the highlight of the whole Fantastic Four series.
I could see that. That's some good stuff, man.
And I also like the Frightful Four.
Yeah.
They were good. And they spun it off to the Inhumans. You know, it was.
Yeah, they had
great
they had the 3 that were. It was like Paste Pot Pete, Sandman, and somebody else, wasn't it? There were 4. I know there were 4 of them.
Well, the leader was what the hell was his name?
Black Bolt?
No, Black Bolt was the Inhumans.
Yeah.
But Medusa had come to America, and she got wrapped up in the.
Well, I know Black Bolt's the leader of the Inhumans, but who was the leader of the not the Sorcerer? Oh hell! What I should know this.
The Sorcerer Supreme.
No.
Red Witch.
No.
Just I don't know enough.
Okay, we got to look this up. I'm going to look it up. Carry on. I'm going to find out who it was.
We'll be discussing stuff. This is a fine show where we just get on and talk about stuff, because this is 99% of this sort of show on the internet is just you get on and you talk about popular culture. Yeah.
Almost got it.
Having a structure
What?
for it. How's your channel doing, Scott? Have you been feeding it?
Yeah, I did a video.
That was it.
I did a video. I don't know when I did it. Called "How to Break into Comics the Old School Way."
Oh, cool.
And I talked about mailing in samples and how you go to conventions and I talked about some of the books. Now there's a whole different kind of thing if you're trying to learn how to draw comics. Talk about some of the books that you'd use. I got a book. I got a book called The Business of Comics that talks about like how to approach editors, how to send in submissions, what to do at conventions. It's actually a pretty good book. Unfortunately, I think a lot, if not all, of the data is completely outdated.
Yeah.
Speaking of comics, I'm sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, Ellis.
Well, I saw where Doug chimed in with a thread that Rob Liefeld had created about someone dissing him on Image and their treatment of this and that, and Doug chimed in and said, "Hey, the best treatment I've had as a guy that got published by anybody was by Image."
Yeah.
So they treat you all right. The whole reason they existed was because we're that breakout energy, man. We're not, and for a while they just rode high, man. That was pretty cool.
So I actually
never be done again.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And was waiting to say this, and I'm trying to be cool here, and also anxious to say this. So
okay, say it.
Please say it.
Please say. Thank you. So speaking of comics, I'm packing up the comics, and I also went through my miniatures, and I'm sending you a box of miniatures and some for Ellis as well.
Okay.
Some of them, as it turns out, are figures. I made a puppeteer.
Oh, okay.
You read the Ring World.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, I'll be very curious about that, Nessus.
And then the monster from the Radioactive Monster, which was a gorilla suit with a space helmet. I did that one. So you guys you both get those two.
All right.
Okay.
Did you make resin kits of this? So
no,
you
these are
easily
little
duplicate it?
Go ahead, Scott. You want to explain it?
Oh, they're little. I don't know if they're lead or what they're. I'm assuming they're metal.
They're pewter. But I sculpt them in epoxy, and they're put into a rubber mold, and then spun cast with pewter.
Yep.
Oh, and you send these off and get it done?
Yeah. Or
I
a
didn't know
company
you
will
could
buy
do
something
that.
from me.
We spin cast at work. Upstairs we have 3 spin casters that make vulcanized molds and
Really?
Yeah.
So you could do it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Maybe we could at my work. I don't run it, but I mean I could. I don't know how much they charge to have something. Well,
Make them out of lead.
they charge you a
You
fortune.
know, lead is
Yeah, it's not
bad for you.
lead.
You get
Yeah, it's not
poisoned. Lead
It's
poison.
toxic. Yeah.
That's they outlawed lead with the figures. They used to be made out of lead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah,
they have
but
to
yeah.
be pewter.
Well, yeah, you think about lead sinkers, people used to make that themselves all the time. Get
I
get
have
a
a
little
lead.
heat on something, melt
I
a
have
little
that thing
lead
that
and
can
make
make
your
bullets
sinkers.
or whatever.
Yeah, bullets. Yeah.
I was going to cast miniatures by
Mhm.
melting metals.
It melted at a pretty low temperature.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I did work on it this week. I did some work, and then I had to dig out my floor plans, which gives us a setting, a
Okay.
faithful hand-drawn setting. I didn't do them all.
Hmm.
I have done some, but I did. These were published. Yeah,
Okay.
and they were aimed at. It was when Games Workshop was supporting Call of Cthulhu and RuneQuest.
Okay.
That's how they expanded. They supported the Chaosium until they came up with their own system. And now 40K is a big deal.
Yeah. Big deal.
And Warhammer, I don't know how big that, but they have games and they have movies and everything else.
Sure.
40K is huge. There's a
I have
shop
some
I
of the
made.
miniatures. I have some of that stuff.
That's the best you can hope for, is to find a home like that where somebody's got more money and they know what to do with, and they stick you in some little department as an artist. It's like,
Yeah.
this is great. I always like I imagine this concept has gone away, but the concept in the Japanese culture of the looks out the window man. The job of some guy that basically it's very degrading. This guy, they've got no more use for him in the company, or he's just proven incompetent or whatever. They give him some sort of little corner, and he just looks out the window all day, and they don't use him for anything. I thought, wow, perfect job, love it.
It's funny you say that, because I had a conversation with somebody today about not really like I don't want to do anything, but it's like I don't aspire to have my boss's job. I guess it's
Yeah.
like I don't want to get promoted
That was
necessarily.
terrible. I worked in a corporation for 12 years.
Yeah.
And I just didn't fit into the schmoozing. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't do it.
No, I don't have a political bone in my body, and that's what it takes. You have to know who's on your team. You got to make one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Scott.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think.
Sorry.
I like to be around people some, but I'm not good. I've gone on like business trips, like to our Princeton plant, and we drive up there, and you're in a car for 10 or 12 hours with some people, and you're basically around them the whole trip.
Driving.
And I mean, I never drive because I'm
no
not
other cars around.
But I just don't like. And I mean, these are people I like, but I don't like being around.
Yeah, you don't like to not being able to. You've got a certain role that is you're forced to play a role by being an employee, and that discomfort probably comes from never getting to be yourself. Totally, you have to have some of that role on at all times.
Well, like when we go on these trips, you go out and eat with people from the plant,
Mm-hmm.
and it's,
you get comfortable. Yeah.
No, I don't.
I never did. So I had some fun. They had a very big social. It wasn't all bad.
Right. Yeah.
The bad part was not having a window for 12 years. That was bad.
Yeah.
I've got a window.
So you went up on me.
I've got a window.
They had we had sports teams. I played.
Oh yeah.
Played a little
football. I got to really love volleyball.
Oh yeah.
Played a lot of volleyball.
We played softball, which is okay as long as we were playing at our level. We played some firemen one time that I do know the definition of having your ass kicked. We were in the wrong league, and man, God, don't ever play anybody that's above your level by about 3 degrees, It's
Yeah, these are
awful.
guys that all they do is sit around.
Oh, they're just.
I gave
they're-
up on basketball because I got elbowed in the eye.
Oh, we
Oh,
used to play
okay.
basketball all the time too, but again, as long as it's pickup ball and it's at your level, you won't
Right.
get stiffed or hurt.
I like playing co-ed basketball. I worked at a school where I was
Uh-huh.
an activities director, and that was fun. But guys get too competitive, so
Yeah, oh yeah,
I just got. And then another guy get mad and start trying to push me around.
yeah. Oh yeah. Some guys will want all of a sudden do a punch up. All of a sudden it'll just be happening.
Yeah.
Next thing you know,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of course, watching this women's basketball, all I see is highlights of women basketball of the only superstar they've got getting punched and hurt by all the other girls. It's like,
Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I got a story for that because
what's that?
I went to, while I was being the activities director of the school, Maplebrook School in New York,
Mm-hmm.
where I lived in New York, Armenia, New York. That's the name of the town. We went to a hockey game. What's the name of that school? Rensselaer or something like that. Upstate New York. Saw a hockey game with guys. Then went back a second time. It was a hockey game with women. And the women were much more brutal.
A lot of
There were
checks.
so many more fights with the
Yeah, yeah.
women than the men.
Mm-hmm.
So
I believe it.
I've wondered about hockey, about the number of fights. If you've ever done anything where you're on something like that and you're basically dealing with being frictionless anyway, which is like saying, stay out of my way, man. This is hard to do enough, And so you're out there, you've got that frustration of that challenge, and all of a sudden someone challenges you while you're in that sphere of having to concentrate totally on this very hard task. That will cause a fight,
I disagree. Those hockey
really?
players. Oh, dude, hockey players live on the ice.
Yeah, well, that's true.
challenge-
I don't.
it is not a
I don't think.
challenge
I
for
think
them.
of it as hard tasks. They don't
No,
think of it as
those
anything.
guys can skate as good as ice
Yeah.
capades people.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
shall we start?
Yes, let's start.
Sure,
Because now we're halfway through.
Yes.
sure.
So
We've
that's a
hit-
good segue. I don't want to hog this. This is Ellis's.
No, it's not. It's
video.
just goofing here.
Okay.
Because don't worry
Yeah,
about
and I want
ever.
it to be
this
goofy, too.
channel is never going to make
We
any
get a
money.
little
so-
serious if the suspense builds up. You want to cherish that, and I want to thank you guys for taking part in this because
Yeah,
it's like
keep-
something that was missing. That
keeps
I
your
always loved.
skills-
I really had a passion for it.
keeps your skills going. Yeah, Mario is anybody ever watches this? Mario is a publisher of this kind of stuff. He puts
It's
his
just
own.
one game.
Just one game.
Yeah.
It's kind
And
of cool.
it's a more of a beer and pretzels game. There is role playing. Yeah, it can go either way. I left it very open. Anyway.
Okay.
So I'm going to again put the spotlight on you guys. You remember what? Let's have a recap.
Okay.
Do you know Ellis, or do you want me to go?
We are in the hotel, positioned ourselves around a statue that has strangely glowing eyes or glittering. And we've just had a discussion with someone that didn't want us messing with it. And I think we've decided to get up close to it and hoist ourselves up to look at it. We're at a hotel where an auction will be occurring for
You're close.
some materials we don't think should go beyond our little group.
So we're here to investigate because this is where the auction is going to take place in, I think, 2 weeks. Mario said, and when we pulled in, we saw
A
this.
little less than that because you've been at the university, not university. Is there a university? We have to ask ourselves. No,
Maybe.
university, and you spent 2 days there, learning 2 spells. Do you remember the spells by any chance?
It is
Look like
That's right.
make visible the invisible and
And a protection spell.
a
Yeah,
protection.
which only works against Black Star entities.
Yes.
It's specific.
I couldn't I couldn't read protection. I couldn't tell what it said in my handwriting. But anyway, so we were examining this statue. This woman comes up. Nowadays we might say she was a Karen, and she was like, "What are you doing up there? You're not." And we felt all of our roles and our tips to charmer were miserable because Ellis and I are not the charming types.
Mhm.
And so we got down and we told her that we were there for the auction, and I forget exactly what kind of line of BS we told her, but she was going to show us where the auction was, and we kind of calmed her down to where she was going to help us maybe.
Yeah, well, Ellis bribed her with
Right.
Right.
We gave her money, and it turns out we've
Right,
got a
money.
lot of money if we want it. It's at our fingertips.
Pretty much, yeah. You can't make things, appear out of nowhere, but yes,
Mhm.
with the through the proper channels, you could probably move mountains.
Mhm.
Okay. So,
Okay. So I'm
So-
sending you a map, by the way. Oh, go ahead, Scott. I'll just.
well,
do this.
she was
I'm
going to
sending you a
show.
map.
We asked her if we could see the room where the auction was. I believe is
Right.
where we ended up.
Right.
gonna show you
At that point, we're hanging out with her. Practically.
Well,
Did we give up on the idea
That's
of
actually
getting
where you
close
left
to the?
off. You were with
that's
speaking
where
to
we
her,
went.
right? And you were
Yeah.
also thinking about visiting Kingsport.
Yes, to make sure that just to know the ground. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sending you a map of the area with red outlines on some of the important
Okay.
things. Because some of the rumors that you hear that the people up in Innsmouth are,
Mhm.
there's something definitely wrong
Weird
with them. Yeah,
about
they're
'em.
weirdos. Don't go there. They tell you not to go there. That
What's
people have disappeared.
yeah?
Happened.
You're headed down to Kingsport.
What was that Roger Corman movie that was given a Edgar Allan Poe title, but was actually a takeoff on H.P. Lovecraft? It was I forget. Might have been The Haunted Palace. I don't know. That might. Yeah, that's probably it. That's
They
probably
haven't
it.
made a good Cthulhu movie yet.
Not really.
What-
Yeah,
what-
they give it a shot. I think what you've got to do is leave it up to the mind. You can't ever show anything like that. You've got to somehow get the state of mind and sustain it somehow. That's
Okay,
where the
I got-
talent comes in.
I got the map. Ellis, did you
Okay,
get
you
the map?
did. Let me look at
Yep.
mine. Let me look at my mail.
So we were from Arkham, and the hotel's in Kingsport.
No, the hotel is outside of Kingsport. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we're
Oh,
close. Oh, and Innsmouth is the opposite direction, so
The opposite direction.
we're safe for now.
And
Is this in New York, Mario? What state is this?
Ipswich.
you're in New Hampshire, I believe. Look at the. Let's see. Kingsport is actually in Massachusetts.
Mm.
Stephen King country.
I think you're over the border there. I'd have to look at a map.
Oh yeah, there's a dotted line there. Okay, so are we gonna go? Is she gonna take us to the room?
Yes, and I can actually. Okay, I'm going to actually show you some of the rooms in the hotel. How do you like that?
Okay, groovy.
Groovy.
Ellis is groovy tonight.
Yep.
That was funny. So she starts showing you some of the rooms. I wonder if this is going to work. Let's see.
Sure.
That's
You mean it will work better if I solo you? Let me
Yeah,
look at
solo him.
it. Once I
This
figure
is
out where
not
those
a-
little dots are.
This is not on the screen.
Now it is.
Oh yeah. Okay. So there's the arboreum, I think they call them.
Uh-huh.
Okay, kind of the solarium or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
solarium. Yes, sir.
Okay.
And that room
Solarium.
is just some basement room.
Oh, it's got a
Nothing going
crocodile in it. Is that? I assume that crocodile is stuffed.
Yes, I talked all the stuff.
That looked interesting.
But this is the grand entrance to this
Let's
place.
see.
If you come in on the bottom, oh.
Oh, nice.
So
Cool.
we put the miniatures on this for anything that we need to.
Oh, cool.
The floor plans.
Okay.
So that's where you're looking around the hotel, and so you are. That's right. You left the university. Before you left, one of the professors. Now we've got the whole screen.
Yeah, I'll get rid of you here, or exit solo
Yeah,
anyway.
get rid of me,
There we go.
please. Okay.
Okay.
Before you left the university, and you told the professor there, who was that, Arnold and Finch, especially
yes,
Finch.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he did say, there used to be a cult down in Kingsport, the Green Light cult or something like that. He said it doesn't seem to be too active. What we get in the news now is that occasionally the fishermen are disappearing.
Disappearing fishermen.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. What was the name of that cult again, Mario?
Green light. Green
light.
Or something. That's what it said.
And
Okay.
what is that the color of light that was coming out of the statue's eyes?
No, the statue on further investigation just seems to be made out of some strange stone, marble.
Okay, cool.
Okay. We'll ignore the statue for now. Okay. So we asked this lady, could you show us the room where the auction is going to take place?
I think.
Was it one of the rooms we saw already?
No, it's not.
Okay.
And she tells you it'll either be in the lounge.
Wait a second.
That's the lounge.
Okay, wait a second. Wait, go back to it.
Oh, go back to it. Okay,
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Oh, okay. That's a small room, so it's probably not a big auction.
It's not a big auction. There's only about. You have the list of the attendees.
Yes, I wrote it down somewhere. Yeah, you sent it to us.
This is the dining room, one of the dining rooms, and they said it might be held in here. It's because it's a small group. So you've got that information. You're okay. So you're at the inn, the White Point Inn.
Okay. Yes.
So now it's back to you again. What are you doing?
Okay.
So are we actually in her presence and she's taking us to it, or we're just talking to her?
She says, "I have other duties to attend to.
Right.
Is there anything else you'd like to see?"
So on this map, which room?
Don't get too technical there.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. Theater of the mind. Let's kind of look around those two rooms, Ellis, to see. We'll just look to see to get in our mind how many doors there are.
Right.
So if something happens, we can make an escape. We can. So let's look at the first one a little bit closer. Solo Mario, please.
The dome, the lounge has two doors.
Okay.
You want to see them now? Okay, that's intelligent.
I've done this before.
That's smart.
Okay, so there's
one here.
Yeah.
And there's another one there.
Okay, now what about under your finger? Is that a door? That's not a door. That's a window?
That is, well, I'm looking at the wrong, actually there are three doors. How about that?
How about that?
I'm going to make the suggestion, since I'm a guy that's been surprised a couple times. I say, let's roll up the carpet. We have to do a lot of furniture moving in each case to roll up the carpet.
Roll a D6.
Yeah. Oh, and check it and see if we can actually do it.
Well, I'll tell you when you roll the dice.
Okay, now hang on. Which room are we doing that in, Ellis? The lounge?
That first one we just started in.
That was the lounge?
The lounge.
Okay, just to be clear.
Okay. What, 6?
Yes.
And this will
Okay.
well, this will be where
As
we
soon
go to the
as you-
trouble of rolling the carpet up.
Oh, I thought you had rolled a 6.
No,
No,
I rolled a 2.
A 2, okay. So you wait until she leaves the room,
Right.
and then kind of peek under the, and you got to
Yeah,
pull
we're
up a
gonna
couple of
peek under the
carpet
rug.
rolls. And okay, you don't see anything out of the
Nothing out of the ordinary, huh?
No.
Okay.
Okay. I would like to roll whatever I need to roll to check perception. I'm going to roll to see if I find anything unusual in the room.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, okay. Make it that
What dice would you like me to roll? A 20?
You can roll. Actually, roll a d6.
Okay. Roll a 3.
You don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Okay.
Okay.
Very mundane.
Okay. I don't think we're going to find anything, but let's go and do that in the other room, Ellis, just to be sure.
Okay.
I think
Are we going to use any magic that we've got at our
Actually, that's an
disposal?
idea, isn't that
that
something?
is an idea.
But wouldn't you wait until something was happening strange?
Yeah, I think we should wait
And
because
that's-
remember, there's a cost to magic.
Yes,
Especially
okay.
if you foul, you
Right.
you-
We don't want to
you
just
fumble.
willy-nilly. We want to wait till we hear something or see something.
Right.
Somebody's acting weird.
Do they
Okay,
call it a fumble in D&D? When you roll a
Yeah.
100,
Yeah.
it's a fumble, right? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. We don't want to fumble.
That
Okay.
everybody says fumble. In the other games, they say fumble.
Okay. So we're going to go to the room and we're going to try the same thing. Ellis, do you want to roll to see if there's anything under the carpet?
Okay. Or whether we even look. 6. I don't guess we even look.
We can't
we just-
find the carpet.
We stamp around. There's 2 of them for one thing.
Carpet ripped.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's what we.
Just as the woman came back into the room,
Yeah.
and she screams again. What are you doing?
This is,
We're
Are you
moving the
wrecking
carpet.
this hotel?
yeah, well, we're going to have this carpet cleaned.
Yeah, we were supposed to move the carpet. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Do you know how much it will cost to repair that carpet? It's an antique.
Another 100?
She's still frowning.
She's frowning.
Yes.
How about 150?
Her face is relaxing a little bit, like she's thinking
How about 250 and we call it even?
Very well, I'll take care of it. I'll take responsibility. But you lummoxes better find someplace else to do your destruction.
I give her 250 and I go,
She's good. That's
whatever's left,
She just made
you
it
go
almost
and
an
go buy
salary there.
yourself something nice,
Between-
lady.
The Viper and Indiana. I mean, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Cost me almost $1,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep peeling them off there, Oklahoma.
Do we have a room in this hotel? Or do we want to stay here for a week and a half or whatever? We probably should.
Well, I thought you were headed down to Kingsport.
Oh, okay. Well, my thought was we check in and then go to. Okay, we'll go down to Kingsport.
Okay.
Let's go down to Kingsport, Ellis. It's
All
just
right.
a drive. We're just outside of
Because
town.
you never said you were reserving rooms or anything.
Okay.
But that's the kind of stuff that you want to do.
Yeah.
So,
Well, in Kingsport, I'm looking at this map. Where are we now? We are
Outside
in,
of Kingsport.
that's right.
Okay.
Yep.
Just
We're-
outside of it.
How was it?
Okay.
It was like 40 miles.
Okay. So I see the little tributaries that will take us
Maybe
there.
10
Okay.
miles. I think it was 10 miles out. So,
Okay, so let's go into town. What's the town like, Mario?
well, there's you could go down a winding road.
Is it hilly or is it flat? What kind of
Well,
terrain?
Awesome.
Yes. So it's in a basin. The harbor is in a basement. And even from the heights, you can kind of see that it's out in the ocean for some reason. It's very foggy.
Okay. So it's that sort of environment. Yeah.
First thing you notice, because the sun's shining and
Mhm.
that fog is still out there. So
That's unusual.
That's unusual. And to the north, you coming down almost the center from the west, on the
Yeah.
north side of the city, there are cliffs. And on the south side are hills.
Oh,
But
okay.
so Kingsport is in the Depression, pretty big sized town, probably 30,000 or something.
Oh, okay.
It's
So
got a geography explanation for
You
being
can see a
fog
lot of
bound.
buildings.
Yeah.
Let me see if I probably have a picture.
So I know, or I suspect that if there's a cult, there's going to be a cult bookstore, or there's some. Let's look for a bookstore.
There's a view of it.
Oh, okay. Let's look for a bookstore, Ellis. There might be that.
Okay.
I just suspect that we might find something there. Might be
Okay.
a good place to start beating the bushes, so to speak.
Hmm.
So it's mostly a city wrapped around a harbor. That's what
Okay.
it looks like.
All right. So we aren't going to loiter around the docks or anything like that. We're going to go in the city
Let's look
itself.
for a bookstore, and we'll go into the bookstore and see if they got any books on occults and cults. And
Okay, now you have to realize, Scott, that I cannot memorize, every room or anything. So I will have to do research every time you do something new. I have to look it up and make sure.
Oh, and make it sure it's got an
That's
actual
very
physical.
unprofessional of me to tell you that, but
no. I know. No. I know. I understand.
so because there are bookstores, and they have a directory as well. Believe it or not, I
Oh,
don't know that I should bother with that because they give you all this stuff to work with the background. First of all, you'd have to dedicate your entire life to setting these games up if you want to go into
Sure.
minute detail.
Sure.
right.
So let's just wing that because
We can wing that.
Okay.
because I do know I can I have the material there. So
Sure.
I don't know that it's necessary that you have to have the exact name of the place. You probably
Nope.
never go back unless you get involved in a plot, which can.
Mhm.
I trust that.
I just
Whatever.
started the book, by the way.
Do what?
This is the Kingsport book.
Oh, cool.
So I just started it. I was just up to the second section.
Oh, okay.
Wow, it looks like
Well,
there's a
I had a
lot going on in
subscription.
Kingsport.
Yeah.
according to
Oh yeah.
cover.
Yeah. There's this has so you kind of have to, and you're doing fine. So if you're gonna you could stay in Kingsport for the next week until the auction, and then
Mhm.
next week, and it's already 8 minutes too. So
Yeah.
these segments and then they'll benefit me too, Ellis.
Mhm.
If this segment is short, and we just do it episodic, like a
Sure.
real cliffhanger.
Sure.
Yeah.
There's no
Like
cliff, and you're literally on a cliff right now. So you
Yeah. Okay.
it's like the mysterious Dr. Satan.
So maybe we've parked at a scenic outlet before we go into the city, and we're looking down, and we're saying we locate whatever
Hey,
bookstore.
why don't we do this?
You're headed to the bookstore.
Since we're getting close, why don't we, Ellis, you and I strategize, and then but we won't do anything. But that will give you kind of an idea of what we're going to do next time. Would that be?
Well, the other thing is and that's a good idea. And I wanted to mention that I sent you the Investigator's Handbook. I think you have that, so you could look through that. That gives you ideas of how.
Yes, I remember you sending that. Yeah.
I remember you
I'm
saying you
trying
were
to
going to read
remember
it.
if I read it or not. I think I
So I
read
don't
it.
get anything
I
done
don't
either.
know if I printed
I had
that
it.
out. Oh,
Yeah,
yes, I
let me
did.
look at it
Wait,
Oh, this
I
is
think
not
I've
good.
got
I
it.
don't want that.
somewhere here.
now I got something that's a list of occupations. Okay, so Ellis, let's talk about what you think we should do. Let's talk
Okay.
about where we're at.
Bookstore
Well,
idea is
you
great.
say you want to walk into a bookstore. What is your general expectation of interaction when you get in that
So my
bookstore?
thought is, Ellis, that, or I'm sorry, my thought is, Vincent, that
No,
if
yes.
there's a cult here, they're going to be trying to maybe have recruits, and a good place to recruit might be through a bookstore. You know?
Okay.
What's the
Because he's an antiquarian.
Well,
nobody else can say it.
that if we went into a bookstore, that would be there. We might stumble across somebody that's involved in the cult, or
like one of the first things I'd do if I went into a new town.
That's what I do in real life. Not even looking for cultists.
Yeah, that's true. You like to know where the bookstores are at.
So Ellis, what do you
remember? You're studying magic,
right?
That's
so
true.
we may find something.
And this is the the cult corner of the USA.
Yep. So Ellis, where do you think we should? So I've suggested check out some of the bookstores. Where do you think we should go?
Let's go to the one that we cut a divining rod and I don't know.
Well, what would you do? Well, no, let's just think about this. We're looking for information. We've heard there's a cult. There's weird things going on. They're going to auction off this powerful device. What do you think? What would you do going into a strange town?
I'm trying to share. I found my investigator handbook. Well, let's see what it says.
Probably
gather information, talk to, and watch those involved.
Library.
We start following.
A library might be good. Maybe we should. Where could we talk to people that would gather? Do you think
that would be a tavern or
a tavern? We could find a bar.
There are two taverns.
Okay.
Maybe we interact with somebody that's just now closing their bookstore, and we decide to follow them. I don't know.
Well, where else could we go? We'll go to a couple. We'll hit a couple taverns. We'll hit some bookstores. You know what I think we should do?
What?
I don't know what day of the week it is. Maybe we should swing by some of the churches and see if any of them look unusual.
Oh, maybe there you go.
The Episcopalians, and maybe there's the Rosicrucians or something, or whatever.
You want to talk to people. You want to get So that's your goal. Get into town. Get some information about the area.
So here's what we're going to do. Here's what we'll do next week. We'll go, and I'm saying this so you have the advantage. You're a little bit of prep. We'll look at some bookstores.
Okay.
We'll go to the taverns, and we're going to look for some churches. And is there a public square or like a center of town, maybe? Sure. Okay, we'll go there. So that's like 4 places.
And the library. And
the library. And it's 5.
And
there you go.
If you want to go into deep research, you could go to town hall and start looking at city plans. And
we could do,
microfiche at the library,
Sure. Ooh, yeah, I love microfiche.
Did they have that in 1930? Maybe.
I don't know, but I dig microfiche.
Files.
Okay, so we're going bookstore.
Typewritten files. All right, so we're going to definitely dive into Kingsport next.
Okay, that's where we're at.
Next episode of, have we got a name?
Guns Against Cthulhu. I don't know. That's what I titled this episode.
Okay. I like it.
Guns Against Cthulhu.
I hope we don't run into Cthulhu, but I like it.
Yeah, there you go. Well, guys, it's almost 8 o'clock. Scott's hard out.
Ellis.
Yeah.
There's a black storm all of a sudden rises up out of the fog and green lightning coming out of it. And that's where we'll stop.
Okay.
Oh, I'm getting in the car.
Wait a second. We got one guy interacted with us at the very end. He said
the thing.
He said the thing. I'm not sure what we triggered there, but we did something. Okay.
The secret word.
Yes, the secret word. Say the secret word. Nobody knows that unless you're just as elderly as I am. Okay. In the stream.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rachel Marks.
Thank you for watching, everybody. Join us next week. find out what's
Join us next week. We're in the middle of it, the thick of it.
Guns Against Cthulhu, episode 2.
Oh, I said the title finally. Okay. Yeah. Okay.